Someone logs into a hospital's online portal and types a message. They're asking a highly specific, personal question about a recent diagnosis, and they're directing it to the site's new AI-powered chatbot. The moment they hit send, that private health information begins a journey. But where exactly does that data go once it leaves their phone? For a healthcare provider, a government agency, or a university handling sensitive records, losing track of that data flow introduces a massive compliance risk. It's a blind spot known as the visibility gap. Historically, regulated organizations have run their websites using traditional managed hosting platforms. The appeal was straightforward. The hosting provider handled the server maintenance, the security updates, and the platform limits. Web teams gladly traded deep infrastructure control, so they wouldn't have to worry about the daily technical operations. Take a look at this diagram. Introducing AI features onto a WordPress site breaks traditional hosting. When vendors control the infrastructure, your AI data path is obscured inside an opaque system. You can't see if plugins send patient prompts to external APIs, or if those Gwilym data packets firing erratically outward are logged, retained, or used to train third-party models. If an organization is bound by strict privacy regulations, they can't rely on a vendor's blanket compliance badge. They have to prove exactly where their data is processed. To achieve that level of proof, regulated teams require sovereign AI. This means designing the system so the organization maintains absolute control over where data is stored, who can access it, and which jurisdictional boundaries apply. To build a sovereign environment, teams usually have to leave closed hosting platforms behind and take direct ownership of their raw cloud infrastructure, utilizing a provider like AWS. A standard web team is tasked with managing a sprawling web of components, virtual private clouds, network design, and access controls. Without specialized cloud engineers, basic tasks like configuring security or deploying updates quickly turn into these red error bottlenecks. The organization ends up trapped. They need raw control to stay compliant, but operating that environment requires technical resources they simply do not have. There is a practical middle path that solves this tension, known as the customer-owned cloud model. This is where a platform like DevPanel comes in. It provides the automation needed to run a complex environment without requiring a team of full-time AWS architects. Everything, WordPress, databases, and AI services like Amazon Bedrock, lives entirely inside this boundary, the customer's cloud account. DevPanel sits outside as a control layer, sending commands downward without site data flowing upward. These commands automate staging, security, and deployments, streamlining operations and restoring convenience. By separating the infrastructure from the management tools, a regulated team completely owns their compliance boundary while fully automating the daily operations. Let's go back to that patient pressing the submit button on their highly specific personal medical question. Under a sovereign architecture, information travels into a protected cloud environment you explicitly control. A padlock seals the environment. You know precisely which region processes the prompt, proving to auditors the query returns without being siphoned to external systems. Over the next few years, AI capabilities, the models available, and federal privacy regulations are going to continuously evolve. Operating on your own infrastructure ensures you aren't locked into a single hosting vendor's roadmap. If a better model or a stricter compliance tool becomes available, your tech stack is flexible enough to adapt instantly. Securely integrating AI into a regulated WordPress site necessitates absolute infrastructure control. By truly owning the data path, organizations gain the power to harness artificial intelligence while maintaining an ironclad compliance boundary.